So, what is going on, guys? Today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Studio Series Commander Class Optimus Prime. Studio Series 86, of course. And this is the big one. The massive one. This is the one a lot of people were waiting for. This is the new Optimus Prime. He was out for a while now, but I just got mine because I missed the pre-order. Kind of. I could have did it, and then I hesitated too long, and I ended up pre-ordering from this other place. This other place was like, oh yeah, we're not shipping them out, we're shipping them out in pre-order order. And I'm like, that's great. I ordered at the end of August. They're like, yeah, early November. They were like, yeah, well, we're just getting to July now. I'm like, oh my God. So I just canceled with them, and Hasbro Pulse recently put him back up for pre-order, back up to be ordered, and, well, yeah, I did not hesitate this time. This is him, and he is beautiful. Look at him. He is great. He's the perfect Optimus Prime. It is honestly insane, but he is indeed the perfect one. There's no better Optimus, in my opinion. And I loved the other one. The Earthrise Kingdom one, which I have put in the other room and I forgot to bring in, but I did do a short comparing them, kind of, so. But man, is this guy just better. He's a lot larger than that one, and he is honestly just a lot better looking. He's a lot better proportioned than that one. The other one I now see has way too long of legs. I didn't see it till I seen this one, but this one's like perfectly. Like, he's perfect proportions, everything. The one issue some people might have is he has a backpack, whereas the original one doesn't, or the Earthrise one really doesn't. Kind of has a bit of a butt thing going, though, but that's about it on the Earthrise one. But this one has this backpack, which, yes, you could store his gun on, as you can see. There's his backpack. I mean, is it a deal breaker? Not really. I'm fine with there being a bit of a backpack on him, honestly. It's not that bad. And, I mean, it's just certainly a very good alt form and robot form for this guy. At long last, we got this beautiful robot mode. Now, I used to not be a big fan of the white hips. He has the white hips, and I actually really like them on this one, which is weird, because I usually like when they're gray opposed to white, and I'm not minding the white this time. There's one thing I will note, though, and you might notice it down here. I did have to put a little bit of Sharpie on it, or at least attempt, but it came out metallic, which sucked. Did not try to get it to come out metallic. But he has paint chipping on this part here, which is red, but blue paint on it, which that blue paint match is honestly immaculate, if I'm being honest. It's perfect. But it really sucks. His crotch piece here, the blue is a little bit spotty down there. I mean, otherwise, pretty good. He does have a bit of a yellow paint chip there. It's not really noticeable on camera, but I did just notice it in person. But he does look good. They got the little lights painted. The other thing that's a bit of an issue is the smokestacks are a bit loose, particularly the left one. The right one's not as bad, but this left one here likes to move. He also kind of has a loose leg, but it's not really that loose, so it's not really a major issue. One thing that's weird to me, though, is the head. Now, on camera, it looks perfect, but in person, sometimes I find the ears are a little too big. Not like upward-wise, I mean outward-wise. They just seem like they're a little too wide sometimes for me, and I don't know what it is. On camera, though, it looks perfect. But sometimes they're just a little odd-looking to me. But that's fine. It's just more of the preference of the Optimus Prime head, because there's so many different versions of it at this point. Like, there's just so many ways it could go. You could either have smaller or larger ears, rounded, square, you name it. There's a lot of types of shapes to that Optimus Prime dome. And I mean, that's basically just Optimus as a nutshell here as a figure, other than, of course, his accessories, which he does have a fair few of. Starting with his gun, which was on his back, as you've seen, it just stores on this tab here, or this tab here. And it slots into the side tabs, or slots. And he can hold it pretty well. He does have posable hands, which, of course, we'll talk about when we get to posability. But due to said posable hands, sometimes the gun likes to fall out. It's not as steady of a grip as you'd hoped. It is a lot better looking than the Earthrise gun, though, where it is a lot larger. It's not as stumpy. The other one I like, but this one just blows that out of the water. But he does have a bunch of other accessories, which I left in his trailer. Anyway, let's get out his other remaining two robot mode accessories, because he technically has alt mode accessories. if you think about it. First up is the blast effect. You get 2 of these things. They're these little things. They have a ball on the end, and they're just a straight beam. And you just screw that on there, and bada bing, bada boom, you get a nice little blast effect, which looks pretty good. I like that blast effect. It's pretty cool. The next thing, though, which is a little more valuable to me, especially because so many years, the Energon axe. It was missing for so long. Now every Optimus is coming with it. Like, literally every Optimus that they've released in the last little while has come with this instead of the gun. I'm not joking. Like, it's happened. Transformers 1, the G1 version that they put out, G1 toy from Legacy, that one looks like it has the axe, and I think that one also might have the gun as well. But here you have the axe, which is a little tiny, but you know, I'm good with that. I'm just happy to finally have an axe, and you just fold in the hand and peg it on, as you just seen, and you get his axe, which very necessary accessory in my opinion. He needs that axe. Without that axe, what even is he, really? That's his melee weapon. That's always something I feel like I've always wanted with my Optimuses, and we finally got one with the complete package, which is great. But that is his accessories. And so now we have Optimus's articulation. We're just going to grab the gun out of his hand, which is, of course, it's got to be good, right? He's a commander-class figure. He has to have a ton, right? Because he's not like a commander, you know what I mean? Like, he's a lot larger than a Voyager-class Transformer, but he sure is not a commander. He's like a leader. Plus some stuff, obviously. His articulation, though, quite good. Ball joint in the head, allowing some movement there. Arms go forward and back, outward, backwards, and for some reason, it's really hard to get out sometimes. Come on. Where are you at, butterfly joint? Come on, I know you want it. Ah, there we are. For some reason, the butterfly joint really does not like to work. But yes, they actually gave him a butterfly joint. Which I was like, I'm pretty sure this thing does have one, but I couldn't get it to go until earlier today. There it is. The butterfly joint. His hands rotate. They have opposable fingers, so he has the knuckle on them. And then his pointer finger is obviously there as a severed one. And then the other 3 are just kind of together. They'll have the knuckle bend and everything. Rotation at the waist, forward and back. Now, one thing I will say I kind of miss from the Earthrise one is where this was like one full assembly, but I get it on this one where the paint, I feel like, will chip off pretty easily on those white bits. Rotation. Knee goes well beyond 90. And he does have, of course, an ankle tilt, and that is it. But before we get in to his transformation and everything, I did forget an accessory because it's so common now. He comes with the Matrix, which he does have the Matrix chamber, which is not painted because apparently the plastic would chip easy or something. I was like, oh, it's for transformation. It doesn't involve the transformation at all. I'm not joking. Like, I was like, okay, well, you know, maybe there's some part. No, this doesn't do anything. So this leaves me the question of why is it not painted? I know if the chips or whatever, sure, but I don't see how it can chip if there's nothing going on with it, right? Like, I don't feel like it's just gonna fall off over time or anything like that, you know? Like, it is what it is, but I don't think it's just gonna fall off. And, oh, there goes the Matrix. And it is, I think, a bit different from the one we've seen for the last little bit here, at least with Earthrise Prime and all them. It is a little bit different, a little bit larger. That just folds down like so, and then boom, very easy. Good Matrix chamber, because they actually included the little door for once on the inside. But that is Optimus's robot mode, which is great. So how about we get into that transformation, which is also pretty great. So to transform Optimus, it is kind of interesting. The lighting might have changed. It's a bit later in the day now. I had to go after filming the robot mode stuff. So that's fun. But to transform him, the first thing we're going to do is fold in his fingers. So make sure that his singular pointer finger there, which is wider, which I forgot to mention for some reason, that finger is like really wide for some reason compared to the rest. Like, look at this. It's like 2 fingers wide. Look at it. Look at the size of it. Look, here, let's fold these away. Look at that. Look, it's just uncharacteristically wide for no reason. Anyway, next thing to do is come to the arm and flip out the outside panel, similar to how you would equip the axe. Do the same there. Take his arms and fold them backwards, like so, and leave them like that for now. The next thing you want to do is come to the butt and flip down this random blue part. Then come to the backpack, unpeg it, and then unpeg this top section like so. Once you unpeg that top section, fold out those bits there, and then fold out this bit. You're then going to want to fold out this top section there, and then fold it back up to form the grill of the alt form. Take the arms, fold them up like so, and then fold up these little like love handles down here, just right there, and rotate that around. And then also rotate the waist around, so you're working with him like this. For this section here, you're going to want to fold up this part here, but before you do that, you're going to want to come to the head. For his head, fold his little ears down, and then take this whole assembly, flip it back into the chest, like so. And it might take a second to get it in place, but you will do it, inevitably. And then once you do that, take this part here, fold it out, and then you can fold up this part like so. And then take these little front chest area parts here, fold them out like that, and there you go. From there, you're going to want to rotate his arms back like so, and rotate this down so it's like this. Take those love handles and put them back where they were. They're just backwards now. That's literally it. That's all you got to do with those. Once that's done, you can take his arms, and they do peg in a couple of spots. So up here, this little bit here, they tab in into those little slots there using the tabs. And otherwise, there is 2 tabs on the side in there and 2 slots on the arms that the arms themselves will peg into like so. Once at this point, take these panels, fold that like that, and then fold it like so. You're then going to fold those up like that, and that is the top of it done, which gives you a walking truck mode. Intriguing. Next up, though, we're going to do the legs, because yes, leg transformation. God, I love it when Optimus has legs transformations. He doesn't have it too often. It's one of those weird things they always forget about on Optimus. They always just say, good enough on the legs. Weirdly enough, in his legs, there's a tab and a slot that has to be folded out. That's a first. Once you do that, though, come to the front of it, the shins, I guess you'd say. Pull those out, and they peg in towards the middle. Make sure that that tab and slot stay up so they can peg together, because they have to. And then from there, take the feet and do this. Now, there is one weird thing I didn't really mention, but it's just something that this figure has. These are upside down. I don't care. Like, most people don't care. It's a little dumb that they're the wrong way, and it happened all the time. This is the second run, and they still didn't fix it, so it's just something that's there at this point. Oh, look at that. More paint chipping, but on the red this time. It's on the bottom, though, so that's completely fine by me. Anyway, take these, flip them out, flip it around. You tell me these are black and painted red and blue? That's kind of whack. Wait a minute, what is going on here with that? I don't understand. Are they blue? What is going on with these parts? The blue's painted and the red's painted. What the? Anyway, Take his legs, fold them back like so, using the hinge, and they will peg in there, like so. Take that little red section here, and you're just going to kind of pull on the wheels a little bit. Put those there. Take this section here, and that'll come up and peg in around the wheel wells, kind of locking everything in pretty well and good. And then the last step, fold out his wheels, which are just in his shins. Make sure the smokestacks are good, and there we have Optimus's alt form. Or do we? Because no Optimus is complete without his trailer. And of course, he comes with a big trailer. I forgot to get Earthrise Prime's trailer. No! Oh well, that thing's dumb comparatively to this one. Holy moly. What a truck mode we have here. This is massive. This is taking up like the whole space, pretty much. That's how it has to be. It is massive. It is utterly massive. And this is the trailer I've always wanted with an Optimus Prime. It's great. We'll talk about it a little more. There's actually a little scuff mark on it right there. I've just noticed. I'm not sure where that came from. But it's gray, so I'm going to guess it's actually these. It's coming from this, weirdly enough. Anyway, we'll talk about this in a little bit more detail in a minute here because we're going to have to, right? It's a truck mode accessory. The cab, though, that Optimus turns into himself is a thing of dreams, really. It is, like, perfect. It actually solved the issue of the stripe, because in robot mode, for those who noticed, he has a gray stripe. In the alt form, he doesn't. So half the time when they do the transformation, he ends up with the silver stripe, similar to the Earthrise form. They didn't do it with this one. He just turns into the typical red boxy truck, and it looks so good for it. The back is perfect. It's flat. There's some detailing. There's no gaps. There's no nothing. Even this little, like, dented in part there doesn't look that bad, realistically. I mean, everything looks great. The only thing he's missing is, like, those rubbery wheels, but I think at this point, I think I'd prefer them without rubbery wheels, I guess. So it's not really even a complaint. There's a stand, though, if you want to put him on a stand. It's there. They gave him a stand port in his rope in his alt form. That's so weird. He has the peg hole there, obviously, for the trailer. The trailer works as always. It just slots in. It doesn't peg in. It just is there by pure, it's in the whole thing. That's what she said. But anyway, that's all that is. Everything about this alt form is gorgeous. Everything about it is perfect. There's nothing wrong with this alt form, except maybe the front could stay together a little bit better. But it's a lot less sketchy than the other guys, whereas panels kind of feel like they're shifted upward a little too much, and they shouldn't be. This guy doesn't have that, but that is this. So let's talk about his trailer then, shall we? Because, well, there's a couple things in there that we have to talk about. So for the big old box, it's certainly a big old box. It has its kickstand, of course. Why wouldn't it? Always does. And it's great. It's a nice dark gray this time, opposed to the other one having its light gray kind of counterpart. It was like the same color as the stripe, but throughout the whole thing. It looks great. It has this weird little symbol, the Autobot badge on it. The back, they painted the taillights. The door is molded, and it works this time. You don't have to open it slightly to get it open this time. And, oh, there's stuff in there. And not only that, you can, of course, fit Carbots in there. I took him down and forgot to transform him. He fits very well, though. I mean, we'll have size comparisons on them when we get them transformed and everything, so there's going to be a lot of talking. But this thing is, you know, look at Bumblebee comparatively. It's the size of a deluxe Bumblebee, who isn't quite a deluxe because he's very tiny. But you get the point. He fits in there. There's a lot of things that fit in there. There's a lot of space, and of course, it does have its opened up form. Underneath, as you probably noticed, there's those blue bits, which were absent on the Earthrise one. Why were they absent? I don't know. Anyway, fold down that door, open them up, and here we have the interior, which has storage for all of his bits. His axe, his blast effects, and his gun all store very easily, and I will say this right now. These slots up here for the axe, there's on either side. These ones are for those. There's little pegs in there, and there's little holes in the effects. There is a little tab right there. I can actually show it on this side. There's a tab right there. That's for the gun. It slots in there. It looks pretty good. Obviously, roller and the little combat unit are in there as well. We actually got a roller this time, unlike last time. We did not. This can apparently actually it seats Titan Masters. So that's pretty cool. I don't have any on hand at the moment. They're all in storage. But it does seat Titan Masters, which is cool. Two ports up top. This here is the typical. It actually is removable like last time as well. 2 pegs. It's like that. It has an extension, of course. It extends upward. It has its little arm, which is quite nicely articulated. It got some bending in it. The claw open and closes and everything like that. It's a little hard to get it to go. There we are. It does do that. He does have the little satellite over there, which has a little port in it for a blast effect. And the cockpit opens for no reason. Nothing fits in there. Why does that open? They just threw that in there. And on top of that, you can combine it with roller to do this thing. The Masterpiece also does this, the new Masterpiece. Why, I don't know, but, I mean, it's a thing you can do, if you so choose. And that just simply pegs in there. And, I mean, if you remove these 2 items, you get a lot more space in there, which you could easily fit probably 2 to 3 Autobots in there. I feel like you could fit the mini-bots in there pretty handily, like Brawn and Bumblebee, Cliffjumper. They could all fit in there pretty easily, 3 of them without these in there. So that's nice. But it doesn't feel complete without those. So that's the main interior of the trailer, and it's just perfection. It's exactly what it should have been last time, but it's massive this time. And of course, it's a big part of the Commander budget, which we always have to realize. And kind of similar to Hot Rod or Rodimus, there is actually a second compartment underneath here, if you undo the tailgate, which has these little blast effects in there. Why are those little blast effects in there? Well, if you take Prime himself here and peg these onto the bottom, there's some slots right there. You can recreate that one moment from the movie where he's transforming and going, you know, into the iconic pose, which might have been from Gundam, I'm finding out lately. So you could do the whole blasting off thing, and he's losing the trailer. That is awesome. These are the most situational blast effects of all time, but I am okay with it. And they have a storage point in the trailer, which is beautiful. If you don't use that storage point, though, it actually is quite a good place to put some other accessories from other figures, obviously. And these just slot in there perfectly. There's just enough room for them. Look at that. Close it up. Close that. Bada bing, bada boom. Trailer. It's beautiful. This thing is awesome. The whole entire alt mode is great, just like the robot mode. Who would have thought? So now for my final thoughts on Commander Class Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime. This is the Optimus Prime. Where do they go from here? Where do they go from here? Is there some slight improvements that could be made? Maybe, but they're very small and honestly so far and few in between that I am shocked, because I was expecting this thing to be like a little overhyped, you know, but no. I mean, I loved the Earthrise Prime. I love that thing. That thing was my favorite Optimus Prime for a bit, and then I realized I might like the Bumblebee movie one more, and then I kind of just took that to the bank, I guess. But I still love the Earthrise Prime. That was going to be my G1 Prime going forward. I didn't see them surpassing it. And here we are, a good couple of years later. Is it like 4 years after that thing came out? And we have a new Optimus Prime who's a lot larger. I forgot to boost the camera up, so we're just going to do it live. Whoa. Look at that. Easy. Easy peasy. But here we are, again, a couple of years later. We have this new Optimus who's just better in every way. Is there some places he could have been improved in? Like I said, there's a couple small minor flaws, but that might just be like figure to figure, like the loose pipe on that one side. That's just a weird issue on mine, I think. But, I mean, there's just not much wrong with this thing. It's just a perfect figure of Optimus Prime, and it's the one. I'm going to deem it the one, because there's just no reason to improve on this one. it might get a solo leader class release at some point. I could see it, because the figure itself is bigger than Voyager's. And don't worry, like I said, I have Earthrise off to the side when we finish this transformation up here to do a little bit of a comparison, because I forgot to do it in the robot mode. But everything about this guy is just flawless to me. There's just nothing that needs to be done to fix it. It's as perfect as it gets, and I'm just struggling to rotate his waist at this point. There we go. God, could not get that. There we are, though. There's just so little wrong with it, and it's very good. And I genuinely think I know what the Transformer of the Year's going to. I think I know. I think I might know. It might be right in front of us at this moment in time. And it's just great. It's the only thing I can say is this thing is great, and that if you are a Transformers fan, this is a must-own figure. It is a must-own figure. You have to own it. And I know there's people out there who do like the Earthrise one more, and I feel like they're just contrarians, and some of them are just like, oh no, it's not better than that thing, it's impossible. But no, this thing is 10 times better. I thought I might have been one of those contrarians for a bit there, but nope. Nope, this thing tops that thing tenfold. The price, worth it, do not care. Let's get him in here. There he is next to him. He dwarfs him. He is puny in comparison. He got a whole head on him. The legs are way too long on this guy. And I don't mind this being a different take, which technically it is a different take, so that works, but he's not G1 Perfect Prime anymore. This is G1 Perfect Prime now. And everything about him, the blockiness, just the thickness of him, everything. I'm just saying this right here. This is a little too skinny on this guy, and this is a little weird. It's like a shelf. He doesn't have that issue. He doesn't have it, and he has a little bit more going on that chest piece than this guy. This guy has this whole thing going on. I want to actually test it. Are the matrices different, or are they the same? Are they? They are different. I knew they were different. People are like, oh, it's the same matrix over and over again. They're different, and you can tell they're a little different. Wait a minute. Maybe I'm lying. No, I'm lying. I think they actually are the same. Oh my god. I thought this one had like 3 dots. This one had 2. No, it's the same. It's just the paint made it look a little different. I am wrong. I take back that statement I made 2 seconds ago. But as far as it goes, and this guy just got re-released not long ago, but man, this is the one. This is the Optimus Prime that you need on your shelf. Yes, if you collect Masterpiece, go for that one, but I still don't think that one's probably, like, that one's higher quality probably, but that thing has its own issues. This here is perfect. It's perfect. It is a 5 out of 5 guaranteed. Also, let's just throw him in here. Look at that. Look at that height difference. Wowzers. But he's a 5 out of 5 guarantee. Nothing, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He is the GOAT Optimus at this point, in my opinion. Articulation, phenomenal. Transformation, great. Robot mode looks amazing. Alt mode looks amazing. It comes with the trailer, and it has all of the features that the trailer should have. It's just perfect. It is the perfect Prime. Even with that Commander price point, it's justified. And I hate to say that it's justified because people say, oh, but it's just a blown-up Voyager or whatever. This isn't a Voyager. There's too much engineering. He is a leader class type figure, but he comes with the trailer, which obviously puts his price point up a little bit. And that's it. That's all for this review. This has been my review of Studio Series 86 Commander Class Optimus Prime. This has been Elf Elite signing out.